morning, friends. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is Barclay Homestead, and I'm so glad that you're here today. So as you can see, this is a bunch of produce. And if you watched yesterday, or well, it won't be yesterday, it'll be whenever you see this, the very most recent video before will be the grocery haul. So I've now pulled out all of the produce that I bought yesterday and some that I rescued from my crisper drawer that I didn't realize was hiding in there. So I got some celery that I'm going to process along with everything else. Some of it I'm going to use my chopper. I'm going to chop it up. Others, like the broccoli, it came already cut up, which was very nice. So I just put that in a Ziploc bag so I can pull some out because the other bag was very flimsy and tore as soon as I opened it up. So now that's ready. I've got some carrots. We're going to process those first. I went ahead and peeled some. I chose the skinniest ones because for the chopper, unless I want half circles, I need to have smaller ones. Some of them that are thicker up here, I'll still have to chop those in half, but the thinner ones will go right through my chopper. I've got the slice, instead of the dice blade, I got the slice blade in there. So let's go ahead and do that. First, gotta cut them down just a little bit so they fit in there. That's one thing, if you're watching and you work for a company that makes stuff like this, more surface area for the chopper would be nice. All the choppers I've seen, the surface area is, I don't know, 3.5 inches maybe squared. So it's not really big. And when you're cutting a lot of produce, it would be nice to have a little bit more surface area. I've got to remember how I want to do this. So I set it across the slicer and press it down. All right, that went right through. Also, I learned the hard way last time. If you don't put it in there the right direction, it's not going to slice very easy. So you want the food to go this way. Of course, that's the way I want my slices anyhow. Whoops, I turned it the wrong way. Okay. It seems like it's getting stuck for some reason. Huh. So I'm going to do a little bit thicker one. Now for the top part on this one, I am going to have to cut it in half. But the thinner part on the bottom, I should be able to get it to go through. Yeah. Let's try. I've not actually just gave it a whack and see. Yeah, it went through. That's great. Now this part I know is not going to go through. It's too thick. Nope, a little bit too long. Well, I don't want to break it. It's stuck halfway through. That's the first time that's happened. Ouch. I think it went. It did. It almost feels like something isn't snapped together right. I'm not sure. I might have to take it apart. Up like it should. Okay, I'm gonna check this out and figure out what's going on with my slicer here. So I just went ahead and finished chopping all the carrots up. Some nice slices, and now I'll put those in a plastic bag, stick them in the fridge, and then I'll have broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots in the fridge, and then I can whatever I want to do with them. I like to use them a lot of times for let me think, skillet meals, or not skillet meals, but sheet pan meals. Having all this stuff chopped up and ready to go. And I will take some of the bigger, fatter carrots that don't go through this chopper well, and I will put them or cut them into matchsticks. And some of them I will just cut into half, like longer half pieces for different meals. And I think I already have some shredded. If I don't have some shredded, I will shred a couple. And I'll throw a whole bunch on the floor. Because why not, right? That's okay. We'll just wash those up. Alrighty, now let me get myself set up for the next thing. I'm not sure what we're gonna do next. Probably the cauliflower, because that's easy. We're just gonna do the same thing as the broccoli. We're just gonna make it into smaller florets and put it in a plastic bag. So then, like I said, I'll have broccoli and cauliflower and carrots all chopped and ready to go for snacks or meals or whatever we want. All right, I just finished cutting the stem out of this cauliflower, and let's go ahead and start cutting it down into some florets and sticking it into our freezer bag. This, I don't know about anywhere else, but here where I live in southern Kentucky, if you go to Walmart to get cauliflower, it sucks. I'm sorry, Walmart, but it does. It's the heads are teeny tiny, and half the time it's already starting to turn like brown on top because I don't know, it just is the way it is. And this head of cauliflower was cheaper than the ones that were at Walmart and half the price. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer. No brainer at all. And I did pick one that was on sale. I mean, I looked at it. I don't know why it was marked down, but it was. It doesn't, maybe it was close to the sell-by date. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look bad. I tasted some. It tastes amazing. There was no obvious issues that I could see. So I went ahead and bought it. I mean, again, why not? I'll use it up quick. We'll eat them. We'll cook with them. Another thing I like to do with the broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots is to make like a California medley. I know I've said it before that ours here is horrible. It's so much broccoli stems that you don't even really want to eat it, and I hate that. So I just buy the broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots myself, and then either I'll freeze it, but I don't always like frozen cauliflower when it's cooked. So most of the time I'll just chop them up, put them in the fridge, and then throw them in the steamer and steam it up, and there you go. Just as convenient. I mean, it doesn't take long in the steamer at all. From raw or from frozen, I think it's about the same. My hair today, it's really bothering the crap out of me. Oh. Oops, that's just a stem. Almost done with these, and then we'll move on to whatever's next. These bags with the feet on the bottom, or the foot on the bottom, you know, the flat bottom, definitely a nice thing to have in the kitchen. Makes it a lot easier. Alrighty. You know, when you think of why you buy things at the grocery store, because they have already chopped produce, right? You buy it because it's convenient. But convenient foods from the grocery store, we know, are often sprayed with preservatives and things like that. But now I have convenient foods. I know it's not, all of it isn't organic. I know that. But I also know that I'm doing the best I can with the money I have, and I know already cut food is going to have even more stuff on it than the stuff that I have to come home and cut up myself. And it's convenient food, just done my way. And then when the garden starts producing, it'll be organic convenient food that I grew, and I will put it into ways that works for me, you know. Convenient food doesn't have to mean bad food. And also, scratch cooking doesn't have to be hard. It just takes a little bit of foreplanning and making sure that you honor your produce by, well, all your ingredients really, by utilizing them and preserving them. And, you know, now I know this is going to get eaten before it goes bad, because all I have to do is pull the bag out, drop some in a pan, throw some in a bowl, and have some ranch with it. If I had to go cut it up when I'm hungry, probably not going to do that. I'm going to go for something else, and then it's going to go bad. I had two things of celery. One was pretty much just the celery heart. So here is my bowl with my carrot peels. So now I'm just going to take this, I'm going to give it a rough chop. I'm going to throw it in with the carrot peels, and then when I forgot, I got to bring the onions out because I need to chop some onions. So when I chop the onions, I'll put the onion skins and anything left over from the onions in here, and then we'll have carrots and onions and cauliflower scraps for our broth that I make next time. We still have quite a bit of broth, so I'm not ready, so I'll just freeze these, and they'll be ready when I'm ready. So on that note, let's rinse this celery and get it ready to chop next. I pulled the chopper back out, and I still have the slicer in here. I'm just going to cut the root ball off and throw that in there with the broth stuff. I'll take the very bitter parts out of the heart there, and I'll put those right into my scrap pile. Now we're just going to cut the leafy top parts off, and anything that doesn't look good, then we're going to just cut them down a little bit so they fit in the chopper. Oh, I left that one a little bit too long. Yeah, the celery is definitely easier than the carrots. Except it's stringy, and sometimes the strings get caught. Take these leafy tops off. Almost done already. I will link this chopper down below. I think I found one on Amazon similar to it. So this chopper, I love it because of the bowl. I think that it's very similar up here to any chopper you can find anywhere, but usually it has a very shallow reservoir, so it doesn't really hold a lot while you're chopping, and you have to constantly empty it, and I did not like that at all. This one, you can chop a lot. Look, I chopped the entire amount of vegetables I needed for, I think it was all the freezer meals that I made. It was like 6 freezer meals, and I chopped it all at once because I had a chopper bowl that could hold it all. I think while I have my chopper out and dirty, I'm going to go ahead and put in the dicing blade. Whoa, it came apart. See, that's what I mean about the strings on the celery. Every once in a while, it makes it malfunction. Well, let's hope that's not going to do that continuously. You stay in there. Just got one more piece. Alrighty, I'm going to change this out, get our onions ready to go, and we'll do that next. I'm just going to slice up one of these English cucumbers or seedless cucumbers, whichever you want to call them, and have that so I can have a salad for lunch for the next couple of days. I could put this through the slicer, but I think the slices, the slice sizes on there would be too small for the cucumber. And then after I do this, we're going to do those onions. Oh, first I'm going to put all this away, which I'll go over what I'm going to do with it here in a second. Got a taste test. Oh, that's good. Not as good as fresh out of the garden, but still better than nothing in the dead of winter, which it definitely is right now. Not everything has to be complicated, right? Not everything has to be, a lot has to be done with it. The big thing of tomatoes here, I just took the plastic off the top. Now I'm going to set this on the counter somewhere out of the way, and then I can pull tomatoes off each day and eat them, because you know tomatoes taste better when they're not really refrigerated. If they start to get too overripe, I will refrigerate them, but I like them better when they're on the counter, especially store-bought tomatoes, because we all know what they say about store-bought tomatoes. Excuse me. Alrighty. We're going on about a half an hour total of work here so far, and I'm pretty close to being done with what I'm going to do today. And this is going to make my life so much easier when it comes time for cooking from scratch, because that already can be a little bit time consuming, but when you have the little prep done ahead of time, it makes it easier. So for the grapes, I'm just going to grab a few of those off, rinse them, and those will be ready for lunch. Now I'm just going to start sticking some stuff in the fridge and get it out of our way. It's now time for the onions. I went ahead and just finished up prepping the carrots. I made some carrot sticks. I shredded one very large carrot, and then I cut some in half. Now these will have various uses. I do like to use these in my chicken roast or roasted chicken. a lot because they're bigger and they're not mush when it comes out. I'll also use those in sheet pan meals, and the sliced ones will eat fresh or in sheet pan meals. And the shredded ones, I like to put them in pasta dishes or salads. So now I just wanted to hop in here and show you how quick and easy it is to do an onion. And I'm not going to say tear-free because I have not ever found a way that if an onion is strong, you're not going to cry. At the chopper, it doesn't really help with that tremendously. Oh, I forgot my bowl to put the skins in. Let me grab that real quick. By utilizing the skins like that, nothing goes to waste. Now, most of the time, if it fits, I can put the whole half of onion in there and just, boom, it's chopped, it's diced. Isn't that cool? And yes, my eyes will probably start watering pretty soon, but at least they'll be watering for a lot less. So I just thought I'd show you how cool that is. For me, how quickly it chops onions is definitely, it pays for itself in that aspect in my eyes, because I hate chopping onions, and that's why I will pre-chop some and then just double bag them and either throw, well, usually I do both. I'll throw some in the fridge and I'll throw some in the freezer, and that way I always have some. And then if I get low, I'll just do more. I'm going to chop up about half of this bag, so that way I have them ready to go. I just can't even explain how satisfying that is. Me and my kitchen gadgets. Do you have a favorite kitchen gadget? One that is almost priceless to you because of how much easier it makes your life? This one I'm going to have to cut in half. Alright, I'm going to finish these up. And just, perfect size. All right. Finish these up, and then that's going to be it for the produce. So next, we'll probably take care of the meats. So I've got chicken breast. I've got ground turkey. The smoked sausage, actually it's not smoked sausage. I can't think of what it's called. But it's like smoked sausage, and it's good, but it's just stronger. Kielbasa. I've got kielbasa. I've got, probably just going to leave that in the packages. I may dice some of that, though. I do like to have a diced one in the fridge or the freezer, so I can just grab some out and throw it in a dish. Also, I think I'm going to cook up some breakfast sausage, so that way it's prepped and ready to go. I'm not really sure what else I have to do, so when we come back for that part, we'll address all of those things.